This is Thomas, the owner of Got a Painter Cabinet Refinishing. Here's a question that a lot of clients ask us about. What's the difference between a painter and a refinisher? A refinisher generally is working in a shop environment. Our shop is acclimated. We take a lot more steps in prepping on the cabinet doors, which is very important. We use different coatings than per se a painter would use. It's not that a painter can't paint a cabinet, but I feel that if you don't have a shop and you're working in a shop environment and you're specializing only in cabinets, there is a difference. A painter generally will go to a semi-gloss latex. That's what he knows, that's what he uses generally on a daily basis. He paints trim, doors, and windows, and which is fine for that. That's what it's made for. But it's not really meant for cabinet doors. It's not a very hard finish, and grease is kind of its enemy. So what happens when you have airborne greases and grease in the air, it kind of sticks to that coating, and what happens is the grease penetrates into the latex and makes it very sticky. It's not uncommon for people to call us and say that they had their painter paint the cabinets, and he was a great guy and did a great job, but she can't seem to be able to wash her cabinets, and this is a general occurrence that does happen. With the cabinet coating, it's a very hard coating. We use pre-catalyzed or catalyzed urethanes, the same kind of coatings that's put down on hardwood floors, but it's pigmented. The difference also is painters generally don't have a shop, so they're going to try to do your doors either inside of your kitchen or they're going to use your garage. And let's take, for instance, it's the middle of January, and they're taking your doors off and they're setting up a little shop out in the garage, and they put a little space heater in there to keep the garage warm so they can work. But what happens, they're going to go home, they're going to shut their heater off, and then the doors are going to get cold again. So now they went from an acclimated area to an unacclimated area, and they're going to swell, contract, and expand. Same thing in the summer. If you have the air conditioning on, your doors are acclimated, they're at the right humidity levels, and you have your air conditioning on. You go outside, it's 90 degrees, it's high humidities, and the doors are going to swell up. What this does is between winter and summer, if you paint that door and that door gets back put into its acclimation and it's back, what happens, it contracts and expands, and sometimes it can pop the finish. The finishes didn't cure correctly, and that's what it will reinsure you that when you're doing your cabinets with a refinishing company, we have a shop where our environment is controlled as far as temperature goes, and each door will be handled at least 22 times, and it'll go through 8 to 9 points of inspection throughout its process. So the doors are being handled, they're under lights, and we're working on that project. When you're inside of a garage and you're working on doors, doesn't mean you can't get a paint job out of it, and this is generally what happens. They wash the doors, sand the doors, spray some primer, spray a finish coat, and hang the doors back up. There's a lot more to refinishing and making your cabinets like they just came out of a showroom. So if you're interested on your next project, make sure you call Got a Painter Cabinet Refinishing. Have a